Stretching gas is just my interpretation of pails and rails. Why? Because the acute variables of pails and rails just don't make sense for my demographic. I can't do a 2-minute passive stretch, do a 20-second pails contraction, a 20-second rails contraction times 3 with an NBA athlete. Not gonna happen. They're gonna tune out. So I have to adapt that to the audience that's in front of me. But I do understand that it freaking works. And the first bullet point says PNF. Hell nah. Why? Who knows what PNF is? PNF stretching. Proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Basically, there's different types, but put you in the end range passively. I have you contract the tissue that's being stretched for 10 seconds. All of a sudden, you have new range of motion. And I just keep working and working and working until I get to a range of motion that I feel makes sense to you. That's PNF. The reason why it's not the same is because you gotta look at time of contraction and intensity of contraction. Generally speaking, PNF is not a high intensity contraction. Okay, it's not. It's like 20%. However, with stretching gas, it's a maximal contraction. So if I put an athlete in an active straight leg raise just to their end range, we're gonna hold that for about 30 to 40 seconds passively, but then I'm gonna have them ramp up to a maximum contraction all the way into 100 until I see earthquake. I'm talking about athletes shaking. I'm talking about grimacing in the face, because the principles are all the same, people. Length plus tension equals mobility. So it's not PNF, but more or less it is using the same idea, but to get a better result. Both sides matter. So everybody go like this. So we know that this is wrist flexion, and that's wrist extension. Extend your wrist as far as you can with your other hand. Probably feel a stretch here, right? Why would this be important? If I power clean, right? Very important. Now, wait, observe. How far are you? Observe that. Now, do it actively. Who is 1-to-1? Who can get here and then actively get there? Anybody? Nobody, right? Point being, both sides matter. So if I'm stretching this tissue on the other side needs to be strong enough to get me there. If I'm raising my leg, let's say I'm on the floor here, obviously the backside tissue is being lengthened, but the front side tissue needs to be strong enough to get me there. Before she lifts this leg, she was instructed to drive her foot down into the box, which means that all of this tissue is working extremely hard. It's an isometric contraction, again, ramping up to 100%. Then we play the video, and now she has to lift the foot off, which means the opposite side of the hip is being drastically stressed, and then set it down with control. Extremely difficult. This is a better depiction of what I'm trying to say. We're looking at overhead forward flexion. I'm lengthening the tissue responsible for overhead forward flexion, shooters. Then, if you see me shaking, I'm trying to smash the ball down as hard as I can. Pop the ball, contracting, and then I lift my hand off the ball, looking at the opposite side of the joint. So both sides. Create length, contract that length, and then own the length.